In 1984, Mattel dropped their third series of Masters of the Universe toys and unleashed some of the best figures, showing the line was in full swing. Characters like Cobra Khan and Buzz-Off made their debut, along with one of my personal favorites, the heroic human periscope, Mekaneck. And today, we'll be taking a look at Mechanec here on Creed's Collection. Hey, and welcome back to another episode of Creed's Collection. My name's Creed, and today we're checking out the heroic human periscope, Mechanec, from the 1984 Masters of the Universe toy line by Mattel. Mechanec is of course one of the heroic warriors, and acts as one of their main spies, gathering information for He-Man, much like Triclops does for Skeletor. With his ability to extend his bionic neck to great heights, and his visor allowing him to see over a great distance, he is perfect for the task of spying on the enemy. So much so that before settling on the name of Mechanec, Mattel, during development, referred to him as Spy-Man. And now that we know a bit more about Mechanec, let's take a closer look. Compared to the Series 1 and 2 Masters of the Universe figures, Mechanec really stands out. He has a fantastic color scheme, and the vac metal chrome on the lenses of his visor add a nice level of detail. You can also extend his neck by turning his waist, and this replaces the normal power punch feature the other Masters figures had. You can see the neck has a lot of detail sculpted into it to make it look like circuitry, and that goes all the way around his bionic neck. Which I have to say, if it's not extended, the name Mechanec is a bit confusing. I still like it, but Spy-Man is a bit more spot on. You sent for me, He-Man? Do you have a secret spy mission for me? Ha ha ha, of course not. I need you to repair these vehicles. The Sky Sled hasn't run in weeks, and the attack track has a knock in the engine. You want me to work on these vehicles? But why? Because you're Mechanic. No. My name's Mechanec. I'm a spy. Huh. So how long till they're ready? Poor Mechanec. Anyway, getting back to the closer look, I like this little piece right here on the front of his armor that goes over his face. I can't decide if it's supposed to help him breathe or speak, but either way, I really like it. And in general, the armor looks awesome, but it kind of looks like Battle Cat's face to me for some reason. The armor is also snap-on, which was new for Series 3. You can see it pops in at the top and bottom, which is a big departure from the delicate clasps on the Series 1 and 2 figures. As I said earlier, his color scheme of silver, this reddish orange, and blue is awesome. However, there's one flaw in it, and that's they had to paint the flesh color on him. So you see his hands here have got a little bit of paint wear, and you can see the blue underneath. And I don't really care for that, but it's a minor complaint. As we come down to Mechanec's legs, you can see he's just a repainted He-Man. They did the belt green, black trunks, the blue pants, and the silver on the boots. Which I just want to say, I'm shocked how well this silver has held up. I mean, yeah, there's a little bit of chipping here on the toes, but honestly, I can't believe it. You would think this would be way worse for as much as I played with this toy as a kid. Here's a quick look at the back side of Mechanec. He's got a copyright there on the back of his head, which we'll look at in a little bit. But first, we're going to take a look at his articulation. So here at his hip, he does have the rubber band leg, like all Masters figures, that just kind of flop around. And then at the waist, he does not have the normal power punch. It's how you activate his neck. So you twist him, and there you go. His neck extends. Now his arm does have a joint that can go up and all the way around full 360. And his head, unfortunately, because of the neck, does not turn. So that's it. That covers all 5 points of articulation for Mechanec. Now we're going to take a look at Mechanec's one included accessory, his club, which has a lot of intricate details on the outside, and this little handle. To me, it looks a lot like a really intricate baseball bat. And if you look at the end here, it is hollow with a hole. I used to wonder if he could shoot anything out of there, but I don't think so. I think it's just a club. It's kind of a funny weapon for a guy with a bionic neck. You know, a club. You think he'd have something a little more advanced, but it does fit in his hand perfectly, and I do think it looks really nice. On the back of Mechanec's head, you can see his copyright information, Mattel Incorporated, 1983. And now for our He-Man size comparison. Since Mechanec has the exact same body as He-Man, as you can see, he's practically the same height. Practically the same height? I don't think so. Well, I stand corrected. With Mechanec's neck extended, he's at least 1 inch taller than He-Man. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch my toy retrospective for Mekaneck from the 1984 Masters of the Universe toy line by Mattel. Mekaneck was always a standout figure to me as a kid, and I think it might be not only because he looked so cool, but also because he was the first figure I ever got that had a feature other than the normal power punch. And even though it's ludicrous, as a kid I just couldn't get enough of it. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please leave a thumbs up, and if you have any thoughts, please leave a comment. I love reading and responding to them. And while you're at it, if you haven't already, please consider subscribing. I'd really appreciate it, and it would help my channel grow. I do a retrospective on a toy from my vintage collection every Wednesday, so hope to see you next week and every week after, here on KREED'S Collection.